It's aliens! Kids vs. Aliens comes to us from writer-director Jason Eisner, who did Hobo with a Shotgun, and maybe more importantly to wrestling fans that got into Vice TV programming, Dark Side of the Ring and Tales from the Territories. Yes, one of the minds behind those two pretty damn good series that really peeled back the curtain and exposed the seedy underbelly of professional wrestling, and you get to see some professional wrestling stuff in this. In this movie that basically is an extension of a VHS 2 tape, Slumber Party Alien Abduction. Remember the one where they attached the camera to the dog and then the dog died at the end and everybody absolutely hated it? If you didn't see it, sorry for the spoilers, but VHS 2 has been out for about 10 fucking years. So yes, nevertheless, Jason Eisner brings a full-length feature edition of Slumber Party Alien Abduction with Kids vs. Aliens. And also another writer, John Davies, who did Hobo with a Shotgun and a couple other things. And this has a bunch of kids and then some teens, or maybe some early 20-somethings playing teens. But then again, in a horror movie, you're going to get that. Dominic Marich, who plays Gary, if you're an MST3K fan, you're going to get bad horror on Spider Island, horror of Spider Island, or however the hell that thing was called. Gary, I'm Gary, look for me. Samantha, aka Sam, who did make the pants too long, Phoebe Rex. That's a great wrestling name. Kind of fitting because Sam is a wrestling fan here. Kayla McDonald playing Billy. Billy, don't be a hero, which is fitting because Billy is actually the villain. Jack, Asher Grayson. And then B. Tector. B. Tector. Okay, so that was Miles. And then Trish, Emma Vickers. So yes, it's just a full-length feature version of Slumber Party Alien Abduction. And if you like that tape, you might enjoy this. If you're like me, and I know I am, you might just be absolutely incredibly annoyed by all the characters and the fact that, despite the fact this is an alleged full-length feature, they somehow managed to pack a bunch of stuff in, yet have stuff stretched out. And that's actually very hard to pull off. It's not meant to be taken all that seriously, but also the movie tries to take itself a little bit too seriously, trying to be dramatic and trying to be all crazy with its alien practical effects. And yes, I'm sorry, there are aliens in this. That is probably a bit of a spoiler, but then again, if you couldn't gather that from Kids vs. Aliens being the actual title of the goddamn movie, I don't know what I can do to help you. But yes, you have some kids. You have a Mad Max style, like, playground thing outside of a barn. Then inside the barn, there's a ring, almost like they use some of the set that they used to film some stuff for Dark Side of the Ring. In fact, I'm fairly certain, because this was filmed in Nova Scotia, Canada, not Calgary, dramatic pause, Alberta, Canada. Man, Lance Storm being in this would have been funny. So, yeah, pretty much that's it. Aliens invade, and then kids and teens have to basically band together to fight back against this invading alien force. As far as movies go, it's pretty on the nose when it comes to the title. So, yeah, it's supposed to have a breezy pace to it, and it sort of does, and I'm going to say right now that the writing absolutely made me not want to root for any of these characters, and I wanted them all to die, because they screeched, they swore, and it was like watching Christmas, Bloody Christmas, except not nearly as egregious. But this movie had a neat little idea. In fact, there's a neat little idea in Slumber Party Alien Abduction, and then a neat little idea here. But every child is super annoying. They either put themselves in incredibly cliche danger, or you get a character just doing something totally out of the goddamn blue, and then you get one of the most over-the-top yet thin, just spread thin villains ever. Like, just the motivations. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to just be a movie, I guess, for entertainment, but that only helps if you have entertainment in it. It starts with some fishermen getting attacked and destroyed by the aliens, and you don't get to see them. And it's probably a good thing you didn't get to see the aliens all that much in Alien Slumber Party Abduction, or Slumber Party Alien Abduction, or whatever the hell the goddamn title is. Probably a good thing you didn't get to see them, because while the practical effects aren't all that bad, they also aren't all that great. And this is like you take the ideas from an 80s sci-fi horror movie. Really got to be careful how I say that. You apply them to here, but you don't put any of the charm from those 80s horror sci-fi movies. I hated this. I hated this movie. And I like Jason Eisner's work. I like what him and Evan Hussey have done with Dark Side of the Ring and Tales from the Territories. And I look forward to Dark Side of the Ring Season 4, where everybody got on the floor and celebrated these wrestling dinosaurs. And the wrestling stuff, I guess, is kind of neat because they have their own little kid federation and stuff like that with these costumes, and you have to wonder where they got the money. But the parents are apparently rich, so rich that they go away on business, and that's why you don't allow your kids to basically be, left in charge. You don't leave Sam, who made the pants too long, and then decides to go with a boy named Billy. They have a party, and then the aliens invade. And then the last half of the movie is basically people being stupid, screaming, and aliens doing roar, roar, roar. I guess that's the noise they make. It's like letting gas out. This movie kind of felt like letting gas out with every single bit of dialogue, cliche dialogue and whatever, and you don't care about any of the characters. Maybe some people will, I don't know. It's available on Amazon for a few bucks. Even if I hate a movie, I will absolutely pay for it, renting it or whatever, because putting a few bucks for my account towards the people to make it, that's the way to go. I don't pirate these movies. That's just how I am. But yeah, the movie's absolutely dog shit. I didn't care one bit about any of the characters. Let's get into spoilers, why don't we? Because spoiling Kids vs. Aliens will not take very goddamn long, because it's 68 minutes for the end credits roll. No, really, I'm not kidding. 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. Okay, so Sam gets together with Billy. Billy just wants to get with her because he wants to have a place to have this party. These kids that are, one is Sam's brother, and then there are some other friends. They expose the fact that Sam, they like terrorize Sam, and then suddenly the aliens invade, and Billy is abusing the children, beating, not that way, but actually beating them up and everything. At one point before this, one of the kids ends up breaking his goddamn arm trying to do a ladder spot. See, kids, that's why you leave it to the professionals, you goddamn twats. Damn kids in your goddamn high spots these days. Nevertheless, leave me alone. So they end up, fighting back against an alien invasion. Billy is a freaking goddamn monster. Everybody gets kidnapped and taken to the water because that's where they have their alien ship for some goddamn reason. Sam has scuba gear, gets inside the alien cave system, grabs a sword that is there, chops some aliens up, then she gets captured. Billy is sacrificing children just to save himself, even though eventually he has to realize he's going to be attacked himself, including one of his friends, who, because he didn't attack this one kid earlier at the party before everybody got abducted, he lets him get sacrificed, all the slime and all this weird stuff going over where they get transformed. He gets transformed into a Baraka Freddy Krueger mashup. If you know anything about Mortal Kombat, the guy with the the blades on his goddamn hands, and also Freddy Krueger. You're all my children now. And then Sam and everybody have to evade Billy. They somehow manage to get out of the water without dying. One kid gets stabbed by Billy, so he's basically dead. And that kid had made something earlier, this big old explosion thing that was going to be part of their movie, their grand finale. So one of the kids says, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, send that up into the alien spaceship. And then it blows up that alien spaceship. And there you go. Oh my God. They won. And Billy's also dead because he got killed. Oh, darn, he got killed. Then they're about to be killed by more aliens, and then the government agency that was exploring or, trying to figure out what's going on, they attack, shoot all these aliens, and then bag the kids and put them in a frickin' freezer truck along with alien bodies. Why? Because they're aliens working with the aliens. Or, you know what? I don't care. Does it matter? Do you really care? Kids versus aliens, 68 minutes. Worth every goddamn penny? I mean, I've seen worse. It's still not great. You would think that somebody that has done television and has done other stuff would have been able to do more with a project like this, but nevertheless, maybe some people will find it entertaining. That being said, I hated everybody in this and wanted them all to die. So I was just, yay, the movie's over. Good. The wrestling stuff also, even for as much as I love wrestling, and I really love wrestling, I was like, okay, this is just egregious. Like, it was like 10 to 15 minutes worth of wrestling stuff in a 68-minute movie. About that, whatever. It wasn't entertaining, even though it was meant to be. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. Yeah, F, by the way, in case you didn't catch it before. F. I'll see you soon.